Hello. This is be the first in what will probably be a series of YouTube live streams where I react to stuff on YouTube that I just kind of feel like watching or discussing with anybody that feels free to jump in. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, hello. Stay tuned. If you ring the bell, you can find out when I go to stream or when I upload these reactions. Um, I just kind of felt like doing this. Wanted to have the opportunity to discuss some things, and don't really know how to or what in what context to do it. I think something like this. My girlfriend tried Clair Obscure Expedition 33. It would be worth a shot because I'm very interested to see how this goes. I love Expedition 33. Anybody who watched the Game Awards stream knows how much I love this game. You could see me in my my outfit there, but let's just go ahead and hop straight on in here.
Clair Obscure
Oh gosh, that's
Expedition
loud.
33 has been racking up a ton of Game of the Year nominations. Many
Yeah.
would argue it's the best game of 2025, and I suspect just as many would claim it's the best turn-based RPG of the last 5 years. What would it be
4
like,
days
though,
ago.
for
So this
someone
is
who doesn't play RPGs?
uploaded after
My
Game
girlfriend Ellie is
Game
that
Awards,
person,
but
and today she's going to play Expedition 33 for the first time while we follow along the journey. Let's jump in and see what she thought.
okay, why is the quality so low? 480p? No, thank you. Our internet does get stressed out sometimes, but no reason to have it at only 480. Let's see what somebody who doesn't like RPGs thinks of this.
Okay, here we are. Today we're playing Clair Obscure Expedition 33. This is a new game. Many people claim that this is
Why is
their
she
favorite
crying?
game of the year. What will you think about it? I cannot wait to find out.
We've been having Ellie try a lot of retro games lately, so I was really excited to have her jump into something firmly rooted in the present. Clair Obscure is a game being praised for both its narrative and its battle system, among plenty of other elements, so we'll get to see
It's
her
been praised
reaction
for
to
just
not only
about
the game's
everything.
various mechanics, but its story as well. Just to be clear, this video will not feature any story spoilers.
Okay.
What Ellie
I was
naturally
about to
reaches
give
in her
us
playthrough.
spoiler
As
warning,
we
but
jumped in,
no
all Ellie
spoilers.
knew is
Okay.
that it was a turn-based game. We began by meeting Gustav and Mayel, who discussed some kind of quest and a flower that needed to be delivered to a woman named Sophie.
Potential gameplay spoilers, though.
I'm not sure how to start. After 4 years apart, what do I say to her on the day of her gamage?
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of information being thrown around that Ellie didn't yet understand. For now, all we can do is take control of Gustav and make our way forward.
Right.
It's a weird place.
It's beautiful, though. I
Wish I could take more flowers.
love the
I'll set
visuals
up
in
these
this
travel
game.
shortcuts. Nice, huh?
Whoa.
Don't tell your sister though. I sort of borrowed the hooks from the Expedition Academy. Wish I had them when I was working as a courier.
Are we telekinetic? How can I hear her so well? She is so far away. Whoa.
That's not telekinetic, though. That's
Come
telepathic.
On, Gustav, speed up a bit.
I'm
Sophie will
Gustav.
have already
Telekinetic is being able to move things with your mind.
Gomaged? Mael?
Mael is this girl, yeah.
You look tense.
He looks like
I do like that he's not spoiling what these
I was
mean.
thinking like Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Because the whole shtick is that you don't know what they mean when they first
I
say
know
it.
what we need. A little jewel.
No.
Come on, it'll loosen you up.
Alright, it was time for a little duel. This was our first chance to test out the battle system. We'll unpack this all more as we progress, but for now, we were just getting the basics.
I mean, so people that have watched the trailers, everything beforehand, knew what gomage means. But going into the game, if you don't know what gomage means, that's not they're not expecting you to know. They're gonna tell you eventually, but they're not going to have the game just they're not gonna dump it out like exposition. They're gonna realistically, why would they be explaining what the gomage is to each other? Right? They try to keep it very immersive, and they're not gonna just do pop-up box. This is what the gomage is. They're gonna try to do it through the storytelling of itself, which is way better.
The player can attack or use a skill to damage opponents, but beyond that, they've also got defensive options. When an enemy attacks, you can either dodge or parry. If you successfully dodge,
Parry.
you avoid all damage, but if you successfully parry, you'll also deliver a counterattack to the
No
enemy.
judgment to people
The
who
catch
dodge,
is
but
that parrying is more difficult to time properly. There's plenty more to learn and a lot to master, but for now, it was time to move onward.
parrying is more difficult to time properly in concept. But later in the game, you have to be good at parrying because, like, some late spots it becomes harder to dodge than to parry with how fast you're getting hit with stuff. Because the dodge has a bigger window to dodge or to avoid getting hit. It also takes up a lot more time, and it'd be really difficult to, because a lot of times you'll come, like, when you dodge, you step out of the way of the attack, you'll just come right back into another one that you can't possibly dodge in time. For me, it's easier to parry. By the end, early on, dodging is obviously easier, but eventually you have to get good at parrying. Otherwise, because just dodging won't be enough.
I don't really understand. You and Sophie broke up so long ago.
Damn, this is like a get her back mission.
Clearly, you never got over
This
her.
is embarrassing, Gustav.
Why'd you
Stand
wait
up.
until today to say something?
No one wants to be the guy going back to try to give the girl a damn flower when you guys already broke up. Oh my god, now I feel embarrassed to be going here. I thought this was gonna be romantic.
Yeah, not quite the circumstances here, but we'll find that out soon enough. For now, Gustav met up with Sophie, the woman who appears to be our ex-partner. Gustav adds a flower to her necklace of other flowers, but why is she even wearing a flower necklace? Ellie was under the impression that Gustav was trying to get her back, but the context here is a lot more serious. The pair decided to head to the harbor together, for reasons that we don't yet understand.
So I'm like upset that I'm gamaging.
Good question.
Is this like the Hunger Games? Did I get chosen? To fight to the death or something?
As the pair heads to the harbor, there's a notable heaviness in the air. Many other people have a flower necklace as well, but why? As Ellie moved forward, she encountered a number of different NPCs who seemed just as melancholy as everyone else. Eventually, the pair arrived at the harbor, looking as solemn as ever. It appeared it was time for the gamage.
I'm really really curious what she does here, because this is the opening in this game is like possibly the best ever. To me, my previous favorite game opening ever was The Last of Us, but I think this beats it. I think this becomes my new favorite. I don't know. They're pretty darn close to each other. They're both absolute masterpieces when it comes to their masterpieces in general. But when it comes to the opening sequence, they're like the best that you possibly can, pretty much. Getting you immediately invested in the story. The music that's about to kick in.
I have multiple questions, but I'll wait till after.
I'm here.
Gosh, that music just makes me want to cry hearing it. It is. Oh.
I mean, that scene was crazy. I didn't understand what a gommage was, and I thought that that was the expedition thing, maybe. I thought they were sailing off the island if you were a part of the gommage. So I think I had no idea that was coming, and it really immersed me. It really sucked me in. I was like, wow, that's a crazy concept that each year, if you're that age, you get wiped out. I think
The
it's
age
really
or
beautiful
older.
the way they die. Horrible, but like all the flowers.
I just because I know somebody's gonna comment if I say or older, and people are like, "You can't be older because the previous year you would have gotten wiped out." If you, it's because you only gommage at that time, right? Whenever the clock switches is when you gommage. If right now, say what just happened, if somebody is 32 right now, by the time it ticks down to 32, that person will be 33, and they will not have gommaged yet because it doesn't happen until until the paintress shifts the number down. Because it's not like everybody there turned 33 that day. So like that's what I mean when I say that age or older, because it's otherwise if you're 32 right now and you're 33 whenever the clock ticks down to 32, then you would have avoided it. And same for anybody else in that circumstance. Pretty much every other person would still be alive. Just something I had to get out of the way because I know somebody would have said something if I didn't.
Stuff was pretty cool and powerful and just piqued my interest to know what is going on here.
It turns out that Sophie was walking towards her death, as was everyone who'd reached the age of 34. The mysterious paintress located over by this tower once a year paints one number lower on it than the year prior.
Well, she might be 34. I don't know.
The age of the previous number perishes. Those of the newly painted age have one more year
I thought
to
it
live
was
before their time to gommage arrives. It's an incredibly dark circumstance made all this.
I don't remember. Maybe it is
the everyone seems
the year
to be
above.
to it. This is just how this world works. Of course, that doesn't mean that our oppressed citizens don't intend to do something about it. Before we could press onward, Mayel invited us to another practice duel.
My least favorite part so far is all this stuff. I really like everything else. I'm really scared to say it.
No, that's all right. You gotta.
I'm really into the vibe. The story has me so intrigued. I've got to know more. I don't think I like turn-based RPG because I'm just like,
I mean,
about this
I
part.
was overwhelmed by all this when I started the game. I mean, it
I'm just kind of like meh about it.
Yeah.
Is my feeling about it. I'm just
To
like,
be
it seems like a fun way to fight.
To be fair, Gustav has the most, or has the least interesting gimmick for obvious reasons, but it's just it charges up overcharge. That's his whole gimmick. Compared to everybody else that ends up in your party.
Right.
At this point on the channel, in terms of turn-based RPGs, we've had Ellie try Undertale and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. She enjoyed the latter more than the former, but generally speaking, turn-based combat just hasn't been her thing. She was shaky about this battle system so far, but I was curious to see if she would grow more fond of it over time. Shortly after our spar, it was time to depart on the expedition. Each year, a group of willing participants sets off in search of the paintress to put a stop to her ways. No one's come back from an expedition and the paintress hasn't stopped, so one can only assume that things aren't going so well over there. Regardless, we've got to try something, so the gang embarks upon Expedition 33. Upon landing on the beach of the continent, the group is approached by a mysterious figure.
So are they all just sailing?
Oh,
to
the
this
sound.
little island thing?
Another thing great about the sound design is that cane.
Is this Lucius Malfoy?
Get ready.
Or like a grizzled George Clooney.
Which expedition are you from?
Oh, I skipped the part where he calls him old. Wait, I was so focused on the cutscene I wasn't watching his or her reaction to anything. I'm so focused on, it's hard to not be like captured by the cinematography and everything going on. Remember when these things were intimidating?
What just happened?
In an instant, everything is turned upside down when an older man and an assortment of crazy-looking creatures kill the majority of our team. Thankfully, Gustav is spared, sort of, enabling us to continue with our journey.
Oh, that was a lot.
That was quite a bit. That was quite a bit.
This is pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever we are. Uh-oh.
Like, I know they tried to make that thing intimidating.
Something to fight, I
When?
suppose.
It would appear so.
They tried to make these things like intimidating in the first cutscene, but I was like, this is the most regular ass enemy I've ever seen. This will be
no more
stupid
practice
easy.
duels. It was time to really fight. This first battle introduces another new mechanic, free aim. This ability allows the player to shoot.
This is a good idea because they mention.
First battle introduces another new mechanic.
Yeah, they mentioned targeting the enemy's weak spot, and I think it was a brilliant idea to introduce it here, where an enemy has a very clear weak spot. Like, they don't specify what a weak spot is, but looking at him, you can tell where the weak spot is.
Mechanic, free aim. This ability allows the player to
It's very
shoot
clearly
an enemy.
the giant
This is
glowing orb
beneficial
at the
as
center of
many
its head.
enemies feature a weak point of some kind, so shooting it can deal massive damage. Each shot consumes 1 AP, which is the same currency needed to perform skills, so you have to decide in the moment what you want to do. Thankfully, this first guy is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Oh God. Are these expeditioners?
Mm-hmm.
From my expedition?
No.
From expeditions past.
Gustav traveled deeper into this cave of bodies.
Is it? I don't
a very
remember
disturbing
which.
sight. Just as he's ready to give up the fight.
Now,
we've
this
come to
is his
find that we're
expedition,
not
right?
the
Because
only
you saw
survivor.
Catherine
Lunay
there, right?
also managed to make it through the night.
That
here
was her
to
name,
shake
right?
us
I
out
think.
of our shocked state. Before we had a chance to chat, it was time for our toughest fight yet. Thankfully, we now had 2 party members to take it on.
Feel the burn.
Nice. He's playing that perfectly.
Satisfying counter right there.
I tried to time that.
Yeah, that was close.
Ellie took him down. with
Interesting
no
they
problem.
didn't go
I
for
knew
the
trickiest
weak point.
element of battle was going to be the timing-based nature of dodging and parrying. Historically, Ellie has not been fond of timing-based challenges. She just doesn't like them. I knew she'd be off-put by it initially, but my hope was that it would grow on her.
I think I felt disoriented by it being turn-based because I had just been immersed in such a beautiful story that felt like it should be a different kind of game. I think turn-based, for me in that hour specifically with not a lot of experience, just sucks me out. Like, it really takes me out of the game because it doesn't feel natural. It's not natural combat. It's not how that would progress in real life. Being
Right.
taken out of the story to enter this arena in a way that maybe would work for me in other games, but I felt really thrown off just because this game had such a beautiful story and felt like it was going to be different. I think I'm just not good at timing things either, so I was overwhelmed and didn't really think I would get better at it.
So a lot of the criticism toward turn-based games and everything, I think a lot of it is valid, or at least for like people that say they don't like them. I don't like when they say it's exclusively, it should just be a thing left in the past. Like, sure, it may have been something that was created out of limitation initially, but I personally love turn-based games. I just really enjoy it. The tactics and strategy of everything, piecing together, especially in games like this where you've got like the speed of the different characters affecting the turn order and everything. You got to get this person doing things to affect this person, and just the way all of it works together, I tend to really enjoy. But I can understand why people would say it's very immersion breaking, because that's not how battles would play out in real life. That's fair, if that's how you feel about it. For me, it just doesn't do that. I would still always recommend giving Expedition 33 a shot, even if you don't like turn-based games. But like, everybody has a limited amount of time on this world. And if you want, like, the time that you want to spend playing games, you probably may want to pick one that you're more secure in knowing that you'll enjoy. I would love if you gave Expedition 33 a shot, but I'm not going to blame you if you don't.
Pressed on and eventually found a rest point. These flags represent spots where you can rest to recover your health and apply the attribute points you acquire when leveling up. The catch to resting is that it respawns all enemies, similar to a Souls-like. Each time a character levels up, they receive 3 attribute points that can be applied to 5 different attributes. The more fights Ellie took part in, the more she'd level up and the easier time she'd have.
Good job, you dodged that. Nice. Dodged both.
Nice. Well, looks like she took out the weak points. That's good.
I'm ready.
Nice.
Nice. So she's ready to try parrying.
Oh, that was too late.
I'd say she's not ready to try parrying.
Nice. That was good. Nice. Good job.
Thank you.
After fighting another rest point, Ellie was faced with the same enemy from the cave. The biggest challenge when facing a new enemy type is that they have different attacks. In other RPGs, that might not be that big of a deal, but here in Clair Obscur, that means having to learn new timing for parries and dodging. You just kind of have to accept taking some damage early on as you figure out the timing. The more you fight the same enemy type though, the easier it will become, in theory.
You don't necessarily have to accept it. There are still audio cues for when to parry and dodge. But you are significantly more likely to take damage, as you may not have mastered the timing immediately. But it's not like you're sitting there guaranteed to take damage. It still does give you the chance to dodge, and gives you the same audio cue you do before, but you won't have it as ingrained in your mind yet, obviously, as you haven't done it yet.
Okay, flying enemies I'm supposed to shoot. Damn. Damn, she's dead. She's out for the count.
Flying enemies were annoying in this, especially when you get to the Endless Tower. Some of them can be...
weak spot then?
No, I think
It is. You just missed.
They're
But-
gonna evade this though. Yeah. I gotta be quicker.
That one was always the easiest to... Not that any effect to her when I say this, but...
Some really hard ones out of nowhere.
I always found that slow down attack to be the easiest one to dodge, because it literally slows down time when you're supposed to dodge or parry.
Okay, well he dead. So you only get 3 shots per turn or something?
You have as many shots as you have ability points.
I would want them to not be able to dodge as well. I can't figure out the timing on them. It sucks.
Hmm.
Oh, we're so close.
Close.
He's gonna kill me.
I forget, do you have revive
They
tints
dodge
this early?
everything.
Ready to evade.
You almost had it.
I
Almost had it.
don't though. I don't understand the timing of them. I don't have it.
It's the slow-mo. Shoot the weak spot. That's not the weak spot. There you go. Nope. Oh, sure.
I did it.
And the health bar was low.
Who would have thought?
I thought.
Good job. I did it. Ah, shyster McGoggin.
Looks dangerous.
That's a word.
Whoa.
Nice.
Dodge Gazelle.
Sorry. Yeah.
Nice. Good job.
I'll do it.
Wow, perfect dodge. Okay.
It didn't really do much. Oh, she's out.
Yeah, at first my Lune was kind of a glass cannon because I thought she would be the one ending up doing the most damage. From the beginning I thought with the way I started with my team, but she ended up becoming the opposite. She was the least damaging of my team, but had the most health.
Rest
So
in
she
peace,
kind of
Expedition.
inverted.
This was actually a boss enemy, but it's optional. After a few attempts, I let Ellie know this to prevent her from wasting her time. She instead continued forward towards the Indigo Tree, which is the rendezvous point for the expedition. If anyone's still alive, that's where they're most likely to be. You can tell you're heading in the right direction by the fact that everything is becoming indigo.
Flares.
Survivors.
So I said indigo, but that was clearly like a green. And this is all very blue,
Let's be
but
careful though, there's lots of monsters. I wanted that chroma, but or whatever it was. But I'd rather What the
what the?
Can you avoid that?
Yes.
Oh, how?
Dodge or parry.
I dodged.
Well,
Because
not at the
she
right
didn't do
time.
anything. Okay, they weren't that bad. They really scared me coming up on me like that.
I know. I could tell.
As Ellie began exploring this area, I began to notice two things. Firstly, she was inclined to sneak around enemies, or at least attempt to do so. Ellie was actively avoiding fights, which would only work to her detriment. If she wanted to progress, she needed to level up, which would only come from fighting enemies. Secondly, Ellie was really struggling with exploration. The areas in Clair Obscure are relatively linear and aren't too big, but you do not get a map. Without that indispensable tool, Ellie was getting turned around and going in circles.
Okay, I never got. A lot of people have this criticism. I'm not. I know that he's just stating a fact right now, but have a criticism of there not being a mini map or map. Having a map in the menu, I guess, is fine. To me, I just thought that they did a good enough part with the map design, or the design of the worlds themselves, where you wouldn't need one. That's like how I love that there's no HUD whatsoever whenever you're exploring. I don't like. I love that there's no mini map. Like I don't. I always thought you didn't need one. They did a good enough job of letting you know where you were from having everywhere look distinct. And it was just, I don't know. I never struggled with getting turned around. It's weird because that happens to me all the time in games, but it didn't happen to me in this one. I was just able to. I was able to learn the area better by not having a mini map because that's the only way I have to go. I'm not sitting there looking at the mini map the whole time to figure out where I'm going, or where things are. I'm exclusively looking at the world itself. So I never fully understood that criticism. I think it's a sign of the better overall design that they trusted themselves to not have to deal with a mini map to have to tell you where to go.
Coals.
I think a big thing for navigation is once I get put in that arena to do a battle, I feel really thrown off getting put back in the world. I think that's why I get turned around. I think I gradually started to get better at figuring out where I was. But I think I'm so used to real-time combat with a game like this that it was hard to adjust. So because it felt like that, I think my inclination there is if I can go around an enemy, why wouldn't I? What the hell? He was still alive.
Well, not anymore.
Here's where you're gonna wish you did more battles, Ellie.
I'm not gonna do too well with
Excuse
this
me.
guy.
Hopefully that's your reverse psychology.
I don't think it is this time.
Perfect. So you countered. So now instead of just dodging that, you countered back at the enemy.
So what happened to its health?
Well, right now it has shields, which is what it's explaining now.
I thought I hit that perfectly.
And she's really not getting those quick time events either. It is really interesting seeing somebody that's not. This is kind of like the antithesis of the type of game they would enjoy. But
Now just keep in mind, if you use this right now, you're using that ability point. If you want to build up that skill, you don't want to shoot.
I think she's better at attacking. I really tried hard.
Hey,
Actually,
nice.
counters, so
There we
you just kill
go.
that enemy.
This is new.
Perfect.
nice. There we go.
So instead of just dodging that, you just did a bunch of damage since you parried it.
Okay.
Ah,
was
slightly
definitely
early.
early.
Slightly early.
I can't tell.
Yeah.
It just takes practice.
Yeah.
Damn, I thought I timed that perfectly too. I don't
You're
understand.
very close.
Well, I mean, it's not supposed to be easy. It's definitely a challenge to get the timing right.
It
Yeah.
was time for our first proper boss fight, and this one gets us off to a pretty challenging start. Fundamentally, this boss works similarly to other fights, but it's got a lot more health and uses protective shields. Beyond that, it employs the ever-annoying tactic of spawning additional enemies throughout the fight. Ellie could certainly do this, but she was gonna have to get that parry timing down.
Oh, she about to do her first expedition counter? Nope.
I don't know how to do that any better than I did it.
To help her get the timing down, I put my finger over Ellie's for some of the parries to directly show her what the proper timing feels like. Hopefully, this would assist, but at the end of the day, it would have to be Ellie that got it right on her own.
Yeah,
Could
listen
she
to like
pull
the
it off?
sound effect. Oh, we're in hour 4.
All right.
This stuff makes me existential. I fight, I'm upset. I never think I'm gonna get it. To just win and keep going and do it all over again. Have another hard point.
What's the point?
What is the point?
Close.
She's very close. She's very close.
I'm not good at timing those. The like
That was definitely
fling
late.
back and attack. I don't know how to do
Yeah.
it.
Perfect.
Nice.
Countered.
I think I'm just gonna do that.
Okay.
Because I'll feel better about
Yeah.
where I am.
It was
really
a
close.
little, maybe just slightly late.
It's we. I don't remember the Maybe it's the weapon she has equipped. I don't remember. I don't remember the stains looking like that. But
Nice.
sick.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
It's, that's bullshit.
Shoot its weak spot. If you didn't already. I can't tell if you did or not.
And not only did you get rid of his shields there, you just stack a lot of burning on him.
You just gotta survive this hit and you're good. Damn.
Oh man, so close. So close.
Man, that was close. Ellie's
Yeah.
first attempt in Hour 4 had been an excellent one. Had she just managed to parry that last attack, she would have almost certainly won the fight. She didn't pull it off, but she was parrying way more often than she had been previously. Clearly, the more she was practicing, the better she was getting. It was only a matter of time before she emerged victorious.
Nice.
Sick.
Close.
He always has something up his sleeve. This little.
But hey, now you have overcharge with Gustav.
I would shoot the weak point first.
Okay, okay.
I guess that actually you should do that first, just to stun him, hypothetically. And it doesn't matter, she got his whole health bar, but...
Alright.
I don't understand what happened. Wasn't there still some health left?
Just to have
What is
that,
it?
that
Oh,
little
oh.
cinematic there.
She came back from the dead for that cinematic.
Uh-huh. There you go, you did it. You did it. Nothing
Really
to it.
stressful.
Nothing to it.
Once again, this fight came down to a single parry, and this time, Ellie got it. It bought her the time to revive Gustav and stage a comeback. With the boss defeated, the duo pressed on and found a message that claimed that Mael was amongst some strange coral. There was some disagreement about how to handle this situation, but ultimately, the pair agrees to go after her. The duo eventually decides to set up camp before beginning their search. The camp can be accessed anytime from the overworld. Not only does it give the characters a chance to rest, it gives the player a chance to level up their weapons and abilities. After some
Correct.
sleep, we headed into the next area.
This was my favorite area. I mean, look at my channel's branding. Well, I guess you can't tell from the logo anymore, but like if you look at my channel's banner when you come in, freaking the whole aquatic aesthetic is just, mwah, I love that. Love that shit. And this game did it outstandingly. Look up! Look up!
It's crazy looking.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool.
It is
I know.
gorgeous. I love this area.
It's like I'm in a fish tank,
Mm-hmm.
but I can breathe.
Crazy.
This area is one of my favorites in the game, and the first one where I feel like I truly realized just how beautiful Clair Obscur is. The surrounding landscape here is just stunning. Structurally speaking, it's pretty similar to the last area, so Ellie moved ahead to see what she could find. As is typically the case, new areas bring about new enemies. As I mentioned, the real challenge in Clair Obscur is figuring out the parry
Oh,
timing
she's gonna
with an
hate
enemy
these
you've never
guys.
encountered before.
What the hell?
Those guys are pretty easy. Just shoot the bomb.
So it's kind of hard to parry anything on your first attempt.
Yeah, it's a lot harder when you've
Really
never seen
know.
it before.
Shoot the bomb. Even I thought immediately to shoot the bomb. Because at this point in time, I was always shooting weak points to begin. And I'm like, where's the weak point? Probably the bomb that he's carrying. Nice. Sick.
That's
Didn't
really
shoot the
scary.
bomb, but she should have.
What are they holding?
Ah, that was a nice.
Holy.
That was a nice hint. I was wondering how he was gonna hint that to her.
She's so simple.
What are they holding? That's a
There you
great.
go, that's why I suggested.
That's a great hint.
No, part of me
A great way to hint it.
I thought that was just like a fun little little thing up there. Is that like a little thing to hit me with? I didn't think that actually did anything.
Those are mine.
Oh.
After some more exploration, Gustav
was
and Lene
sick.
found a mansion, which is underwater for some
I was
reason.
literally-
But then again, they're breathing.
I was literally just about to ask, like, is he gonna find some way to hint to her to try to shoot the balloons? Because this is kind of driving me nuts. But yeah, and he had the best way to do it. It's awesome.
Underwater. So is this even underwater? I don't know. There doesn't appear to be anyone in here except for Mael, which is pretty great, as that's who we were looking for. She joined the party, giving us the full 3 members to use in combat. Before we could leave, this creepy guy gave Mael a chance to loosen up. Just when you thought you could only parry and dodge, you find you can jump. Certain attacks can only be avoided by jumping. This may seem a little overwhelming initially, but these attacks are always foreshadowed with a symbol that appears when an attack of that type is used.
Yeah.
After learning the new mechanic, we encountered a new friend.
Those
Is that
things
a
the boys
Kestrel?
were dressed up as.
Mm-hmm.
God, ruffians!
Stop that, you big hairy brush face. Can't you see they're human? Noko's a bit dramatic, but if you're nice, Noko will trade you lots of useful items for chroma.
The charming Noko is not only an endearing character, but also one of many merchants that you'll encounter across the adventure. This is standard fare for any RPG, but something more unique about Expedition 33 is that you can actually fight the
them.
merchant to unlock additional items for purchase.
Oh, damn. No one told me he was gonna do that.
Nice.
Didn't do that.
One thing, just while I'm thinking about it, that I do like about the this game having like the parrying and dodging system is it really sets in the fact that you are inherently more frail and weak than anything out on the continent. Because they don't dodge or parry, and it's still like pretty even for the battle. Like you have to dodge or parry because it's your only chance at surviving. I don't know, to me at least made it feel like everything else is stronger than me and I'm just trying to survive.
Good try, a little late.
Like, look, he just did over 30 damage to him. And doing 647 was like not even enough. It was like less than half, and that's more than double Gustav's health.
Well done. Very well done. That was excellent.
Wow.
With Noko humbled, Ellie pushed further into flying waters. We were presented with some more new enemies, beginning with these fellas that attack with a big ol' anchor. They're tricky to parry, but Ellie handled them with no problem regardless.
Okay, I'm gonna blast. Ah, that scared me.
She didn't see him up there?
Oh, I did not like how that felt.
I guess she's not really looking
Let's
around
try
as
this
much.
Big boy. Let's move forward and just see what's gonna happen.
Right, the big boy.
I hit him in the booty.
You hit the big boy in the booty.
Hit the booty.
Mm-hmm.
Let's spill some ink. Hurry it!
Ow.
Damn.
Mm.
So that was a jump attack right there.
Oh, so I need to press X?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. I'm gonna keep burning him.
Nice.
Over 600 points of damage. Just that burn right there.
Woo, baby! That's good.
Oh yeah.
The big boy was no match for Ellie. As she continued fighting, it was clear just how natural the battle system was becoming for
Good.
her. She'd gotten to know each character's skills, developing consistent strategies with them, but perhaps more importantly, Ellie was getting a lot better at parrying, a mechanic that seemed virtually impossible
That's
to her
good.
when she first started. She was also enjoying applying attribute points when leveling up and experimenting with Pictos. I was curious to hear to what degree
The level, like, dishing out like your attribute points and Pictos and equipment and like all that building stuff for this game is like my favorite. I can't say it's my favorite part. I have so many favorite parts, but gameplay wise, it's probably my favorite part. I guess I love the Pictos system, Pictos and Luma system, and the way that the weapons scale with different stats and having to pick weapons not based on how much damage they do, but also like the effect that they have. But then not just that, but also their which stats they scale with, and having to coordinate that with the other players or the other members of your party, and because you can't have like everybody be really slow, but you can afford to have somebody be slow if you have somebody else that's really fast to be able to continually still get damage and not have to dodge and parry like 8 turns in a row. And just having everybody have their own, like, have a different unique build for each character, which, you know, is standard RPG stuff when you got a party, but like in this one it just they feel so different and unique because of how different and unique each of the characters are gameplay wise, with Lunade having the stains and everything that she worked with, and Mael having all the different stances, and I don't know if I'll spoilers, I guess. But when you got CL, you got like you've got Twilight and everything to do with there, and then you got Noko with all the different feet you got to collect it to get all the different moves and spinning the wheel, and it is just, and then with Verso and the and getting your rating up, and it is so much fun. Anyway,
all of this was growing on her.
I mean, I think just understanding it and getting used to it made it more
seen
fun
ordering
to
a
do.
Gustav poster on
realizing
Amazon.
The stakes were not as high as I thought they were. That I've not been fun to do. Like,
seen ordering a Gustav poster on Amazon. Oh, that's great.
realizing the stakes were not as high as I thought they were, and that I'm not going to be that far away from being able to rest at a flag, or I have stuff that can heal my whole party, or I can always flee a fight. I don't have to keep doing it if I don't want to do it. It can be an optional one. I think that was really refreshing. So just the more understanding I had and the more experience I had under my belt, the more fun it was.
Oh, wonder what she's gonna think about this guy.
All good.
I hated fighting him the first time.
Ooh, he's a big boy.
Like, getting the timing on this guy was difficult for me for a while there.
That was crazy!
The timing for him was so difficult for me. That move. That second to last, most of the last two hits, but the second to last hit was the one that I really struggled with. Timing that second to last one, which is weird because that's the one that she parried. It took me forever to get that one down.
Well, maybe I'm not ready for him yet.
I think perhaps you are not ready for him yet.
This was, thankfully, another optional boss. There are quite a few of them sprinkled around and are generally better to come back to once you've leveled up a bit more. Ellie moved on and stumbled onto a not-so-optional boss.
I didn't want to come back to him. I kept going on him. It took me forever, but I got it eventually.
Lock in, y'all. Lock in.
I was determined. I hated that fucker so much.
I think that's his flower. I don't think we should have touched it.
Perhaps not.
Yeah, mayhaps.
Oh shoot, is that not a jumping dodge?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
You'll always see the symbol if it's a jump.
Oh, I
He
forgot
jumped.
about that.
That is a
This
fair
boss features
guess,
some
though.
pretty
If you
standard
forgot about the
combat, and his
Sentinel,
attacks
like
can
I
be
would
tricky
think
to
it's a
parry.
jumping dodge
Doing
too.
so is well advised, though, especially with this jump attack that damages the entire party at once. Its most distinctive move is the ability to produce flowers that, after a couple of turns, provide it with shields.
That's why I always shot down the flowers. I actually never learned what they did, because I always
2
shot
out
them
of
down.
3, not bad.
I'll do it.
Close. Close again.
Never gonna figure that out. Oh, that did a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The soundtrack to this game just gets me so invested.
Good try. Good try.
As Ellie headed back for another
Obscure.
attempt, I was curious what she thought of Expedition 33.
This game is the first game in a while where the hours flew by really quickly. I could not believe we were done filming and I wanted to keep going. So I think I thought it was really cool. I love the story. I want it to be a movie. And I also just want to keep playing.
And it is
going
gonna
to
be a movie. So it's going to be a movie. This is as good a time as any for me to point out. I want this to be. I would prefer it be a TV show rather than a movie. Which, as somebody that prefers movies to TV shows, I think video games translate, especially like heavily narrative based games, translate better to TV shows than movies simply because of time. Typically these stories are much longer than what can fit in a movie. I don't know how they fit the Expedition 33 story into just a movie time frame wise. I feel like they could do a much better job as a TV show. Like the pilot episode going up until to when the expedition leaves to head out onto the continent, and the second episode picking up whenever they land. And everything happens with Renoir and all that. I just think it works better as a TV show, especially because you could realistically, if you're making it into more of like the shorter TV shows that things have been like the 6 to 10 episodes. Season 1 could just be Act 1, Season 2 could be Act 2, and Season 3 could be Act 3. I think it would work much better. I'm just concerned that that the story won't hit as hard because they won't have as much character developing moments in the movie, as it would if it were a show. Unless they're making it into a movie series or something, but I think TV show would be better. I think The Last of Us is a great example of that. Something that's less heavily narrative based, like Sonic, for example. Sonic movies work because, and Sonic has stories, but it's not like so heavily narrative based that it needs like that they can't fit a story within that 2-hour time frame. Stories are pretty simple for the most part in Sonic games. Coming from a huge Sonic fan, it's not an insult or anything, but that's why the Sonic movies work so well. Like Sonic 3 gets can get the Sonic Adventure 2 story for the most part, all captured in just the one short movie. They honestly could have fit more of it in there a little bit. That there's a ton else to bring in, but there is, but it's not a direct adaptation, so it's not a fair comparison per se. But they could still make a solid movie out of it because you don't need as much. But something like Expedition 33 I think would work better as a show. Anyway, that's the end of my rant there.
With a rod. That's so stupid.
If you enjoyed this video, why not check out another episode? And if you really enjoyed this video, you can become a patron or channel member to help us make more. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Okay. Well, we're gonna drop a like there. I didn't realize I was so close to the end. I see what people are saying about this here. See what he says here. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. 2 clarifications I want to quickly make. One, I misspoke with regard to the gamage. There's people who are at the age that is painted dye, not of the previous age. Okay, so I was right on that. Like I said in the video, thanks to those who corrected me, my bad. Okay, 2, some have been expressing that we should have played the game with 2 separate pairs of headphones so that we could have stereo audio. That's certainly the best way to experience a game, but keep in mind that our aim is to easily hear each other and communicate while we record these videos. Ellie nor I want to sacrifice being able to easily communicate for the sake of stereo audio. She doesn't even like having one earbud in, let alone a full headset. Oh, shoot. My brain was thinking it was show more. We'll keep tinkering with the setup. I just wanted to make clear why we play this way. Okay. For those who game after. Ellie did a better job at fighting back her tears than I did. I sobbed like a baby multiple times during this game. She wants to keep playing. You know what that means. Part 2, baby. The titles under Ellie's commentary were hilarious. Yep. We need to see part 2, or at least to the end of Act 1, especially with it becoming Game of the Year. Thanks for that video. I remember writing a comment to do that game. Oh, let's see. Does he say? We'd love to. We'll see how well this one does. Okay, well, I really hope they do. I'm really curious to see what she thinks. Playing through this shared earbuds is crazy. I suggest allowing her to experience the game in stereo. Okay, this is what I just talked about. This coverage is so good. It's like in those competitive TV shows like MasterChef or Forged in Fire. I think it definitely has a bit of reality competition vibe. I know the earbuds are there, so you don't have to. Okay. Ellie already getting into French cinema mindset. Love to see it. What did she say there?
It's essential. I fight. I'm upset. I never think I'm gonna get it. To just win. And...
it's that part. Well, that was awesome. Great video. I love that. This is my first time watching Wilson 108 here. Let me pull up the channel here. See what else they got. My girlfriend tried. Oh, that's the most recent one. Super Mario 64 is like for somebody who's never played it. My girlfriend tried Yoshi's Island. Why Super Mario 64 is still the greatest. My girlfriend tried Super Mario World. Girlfriend tried Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. I actually haven't even played that one yet. Seriously, it's okay to play video games.